Good afternoon. We are extremely pleased that you are here. We are extremely pleased that we are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Co-creation at its best. This is an opportunity for you, like none other, to come into full alignment with who you really are. It happens to you from time to time. Most humans find themselves in a state of alignment every now and again. But it is a rare one of you who understands what that really means and does it consistently and deliberately. But in a situation like this, where you have so much time in an environment that is conducive to alignment, and in a series of conversations with us and with each other that is pointed toward thoughts that are vibrationally tuned to the frequency of who you really are, there's a very high probability that you certainly can if you want to, reestablish your relationship with your own inner being, not in a sporadic way, not in a accidental way, but in a deliberate way. For a while, we called these gatherings the science of deliberate creation, because what this is really about is focusing. And what focus requires is deliberate intent. When you know who you really are, and you understand that you are a vibrational being who is an extension of a powerful source energy, and you recognize that your own emotions are your indicator of your relationship moment by moment with who you really are, and you decide that that relationship between you and who you really are is of greatest importance to you, more important than what anyone who is moving around with you in this physical realm thinks, more important than what anyone thinks, more important than what you think about them, is your relationship with your inner being, which means getting on the same vibrational wavelength. Sometimes you forget that while you have come into this physical body, you are forever tethered to a broader perspective, a broader dominant perspective, a perspective of understanding of who you are and why you are here, of your value and importance, of the part you play in the bigger picture, and of the reason that you have come into this physical body to begin with. You didn't come to fix a broken world, it isn't broken, or to save it. You came because you are a creator. You came because you are a creative genius. You came because you understood that in this time-space reality there would be contrast, variety, that would inspire you to your personal preference, and that once that preference was ignited within you, once you launch those desires one after another all day every day, that the source within you would become the vibrational equivalent of the sum of all that you have launched, not just what you've been launching here since you got here, but what you came in with, who you really are, the total you, the whole of you, the non-physically focused you. So what we will be talking about mostly in the hours that we are together during this voyage is your relationship with that broader part of you. And it is our expectation that you will come not only to recognize that part of you, not only to find the signal of it and tune into it, but to revel in what that feels like. One of the nice things about a situation like this is that it is conducive to your alignment. But there can be a sort of trap in that, because when conditions are at their best, you don't have to work very hard to be happy. You can just be observers of, and in your observation of wanted things, you can often come into alignment. And while we want you to be pleased, we do not want you to need to be pleased by others or by situations or by conditions in order to be in alignment with who you really are. So maybe we should have encouraged Esther to organize something in a very wretched place. If you were really to find your alignment. But she's stubborn about these things. We know that under all conditions that there will be variety and contrast. And so there is not anything about this environment that will prevent you from the attunement to who you really are that you want. And we're going to be talking about it step by step as we're moving along. You are in the greatest opportunity to rejoin in a consistent manner the vibration of your source during this time that we're all together. And it is our expectation that as we're sailing these seas, that you will find a consistent vibrational frequency that is your guiding light, so to speak, your source signal, and that by the time we've returned to Sydney and you are disembarking from this magnificent vessel, you will be different than you are today. And the reason that you will be different is because you will be consistently engaged with the true vibration of that which you are. We like it when you're nice to each other. We like it when you're nice to yourselves. And that's the thing that we're most encouraging you to do during this time that we are together. Look for ways to please yourself. Look for ways to reach for that sensation of worthiness. Let this universe extend to you its richest blessings, raining down upon you all the time. But sometimes, for whatever reason, you don't allow yourself to be consciously aware of the raining down of the well-being. Sometimes you don't realize that while you are an extension of source energy, that source is flowing to you and through you, and that there are cadres of non-physical energies and consciousnesses who are aware of you, loving you, with you, eager about who you are, and eager about what you are focused upon. Sometimes you think that you are here not as extensions of source energy, but as separate beings from source energy who are trying to gain favor of source energy. But of course, that is not the case. You are here as the extension of source energy, which means source is extending into that which you are about. This is the leading edge of creation. It didn't happen somewhere else, and you're here trying to figure out what happened. It is happening here and now with you. This is the evolution of all species. This is the evolution of thought. This is the evolution of source. This is the evolution of all that is. And here you are in the most delightful position where you get to sift through the leading edge contrast, and you get to come to your own personal conclusions and preferences about what could be more and what could be better. And when you launch those rockets of desire, they extend into a vibrational reality where they are gathered by law of attraction and tended by source energy. And sometimes when you are in a place where you can hear, sometimes when you are not beating the drum of something wrong, sometimes when you are just allowing your vibration to be in that naturally high place that it will be unless you're doing that thing you do that holds it into another vibration, sometimes you are in the receptive mode. In the receptive mode, receiving thoughts and ideas and impulses and inspiration from source. That's what you intended. You didn't say, I'll go into a physical body and I will go it alone. You didn't say, I'll go and prove worthiness, because you were never unworthy. You said, I'll go and I'll find things that interest me. And we said, law of attraction will gather those like us and those like you who are also interested in what you're interested in. And you will come together in a environment of cooperative components. And together, we will have a magnificent experience of creation. And so, in these days that are before us, you're going to have an opportunity to feel viscerally your alignment with who you really are. There is more attention focused upon you than ever before. But that's not the factor that's going to make the difference for you. The factor that is going to make the difference for you is that because of this environment, you're going to be more finely tuned. You're going to be more often tuned. You're going to find yourself more expectant of that receptive mode, which means you're going to have the best time of your life so far. You're going to be clearer than you have been. You're going to feel more resiliency in your body than ever before, no matter how much you drink. You're going to feel tuned to a higher frequency, more clever than you've ever been, and surrounded by others who are equally clever. It is our expectation that while many of you are on your way, and you certainly do not need a turning point, because of the intensity of the focus that is gathered here, because of the power of the desires that you hold, and we can feel them each and every one, because of where you stand in relationship to who you really are, and because of the intentionality of so many of you who've been anticipating this, there is a current that we will ride together that will leave you maybe a little breathless as you begin to really discover who you are. We are eager about this time. We are anticipating a wonderful experience for you and for us. And we want you to feel the appreciation that we feel for you, not just for your attendance here in this forum, but for your participation here on this planet at this time, in these leading edge times, in this leading edge of creation time. There is great love here for you, and always we remain happily in your vortex. All right. See you tomorrow.